Cut to the Chase podcast, guys. Welcome to another episode of Cut to the Chase podcast. You know what? Right away, Nicky, you laughed at me right away. You know, you couldn't help yourself. You couldn't wait for me to just lead in with a nice intro, and you had to just laugh. No, seriously, guys, Cut to the Chase podcast, guys. Thank you again for listening to another episode. You guys are probably looking at this and being like, whoa, this is a little new. It actually is. Coming straight from Beacon Street Studios. We are adding video element to the podcast now. So, we're coming together a little bit, and I kind of like it. So as we're growing, we're gonna add more stuff to the studio. But for this podcast, I think just a nice, clean look is sufficient enough. You know, I don't need like 80 people in the room. You know, I don't need 500 people in the room, agreeing with everything I say, and drinking Hennessy. That's you know what? That wasn't I shouldn't have used that stereotype. That's but you got Hennessy White. That's expensive shit. Nicky always comes with the interesting. We're gonna get him on. We're gonna get Nicky back because that was good. Hennessy White. I never had Hennessy White. I'm not really a big Hennessy guy. A lot of people think that I'm not a big drinker in general. Some of you guys who probably follow me from other podcasts onto this podcast. I'm not much of a drinker, but I tend to dabble into the cognacs. Me and Nicky Neighborhoods talked about certain drinks, I'm sure, on other episodes. But I'll have an occasional cognac, Hennessy with a little bit of ice, honey jack whiskey, sweet it up a little bit, I'm getting used to this camera. Too much. I know. But yeah, it's when you probably listen to this episode, it's going to probably come after Christmas. So hopefully you guys had a great Christmas. We'll talk about some Christmas shit. I got some interesting Christmas stories I want to tell you guys about. But yeah, hopefully you guys had a good Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Shabbat Shalom to my fellow Hebrews. Happy Kwanzaa. And I don't know. I got nothing else for you. Before I came to the podcast, I actually I was waiting for Nicky. Nicky was getting a haircut. And he said, I'm going to be at the studio around 6:45, so you can meet me at the studio. So I had some time to kill. I didn't want to go home, so I wanted to just chill. I chilled in the mall. Yeah, did you guys ever chilled in the mall? Just but it didn't have no money to buy anything? It's the worst feeling ever when you just have to wait in a mall, but you can't buy anything. You're just looking at people with shopping bags and you're just hating them even more and more because they're buying stuff you can't buy. That's what I was doing for the past 2.5 hours when Nicky was getting his haircut. I did take a 37-minute nap. Actually, that's the thing. I fell asleep in the mall. I think it's a good thing. I think people need to go back to just chilling in the malls, I remember as a kid, I used to work at a mall north of Boston in Saugus. It was called the Square One Mall. And I used to work at Champ Sports. And I used to open the store sometimes in the morning. And I would see all the older elderly people, senior citizens, just exercise early in the morning and just walk around the mall. And I would look at them and I would say, ugh, I would never do that. I'm doing that now, guys. I'm literally doing that now. Sleeping in the malls. The guy who was cleaning around the food court that I was sleeping in, I did almost look homeless. The guy went around me. He was polite though. He didn't even tell me to move. He just cleaned around me, which was very nice of him. We got very, very nice people in Boston, despite what other people think around the country. There's I was thinking that, when I was coming over here about the new year. Not on some New Year's resolution type stuff, but more thinking about what I need to add to my new year that would help me. And I came up with the idea, like, I'm going to start incorporating more smoothies into my life. You know, I want to get into the smoothie game. You know, I want to be like the new smoothie king, you know, like but I don't want like the sweet smoothies. I want like the real healthy smoothies, like the ones that taste like shit, but it's like good for you. Like you have to mix it with like chai seeds and then you add a date. Like I want to be like that. I want to be like, you know, organic. That's not. You know what? It's not going good. And that's fine. This is not going like, as you know, the flow is, I feel like, you know, we can redirect this a little bit. That's fine. You know, we're going to cut to the chase on some other things, you know. Actually, I'm going to bring in, I was talking to my mom earlier on the phone, and she said that we're going to be planning a trip to Africa for the first time next year, you know? And I don't know how I feel about that, you know? I don't know. Maybe I was thinking about inviting Nicky. Nicky, what do you think? Would you come to like
what
Africa?
A segue.
What a segue. Oh yeah, I was my fucking intro was shit. I don't know what.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't shit.
The moment we set up lights and a camera, and before you came here, I go, there's going to be some. This. You're used to being on stage,
sure.
But I feel like for anyone, the moment this happens, it's almost like a microscope. Is like you're put under a microscope now. I thought it was a great intro.
Thank you. I'm hard on myself.
You are, but I think that this kind of makes it a little bit more. You want to, you know.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that. It was just the way you were typing earlier.
Oh, I had a little bit of an email scare. I think I clicked on something that I probably wasn't supposed to and gave some information maybe I wasn't supposed to. And then I clicked out and it was a whole thing. And then Chase came, and normally I greet you pretty. I think I have decent greetings when you come to the studio.
Today was the first time that you were off.
You came in. I think you know what it was? I think it was your hat.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what you're referring to.
It's behind the chair.
It's behind my chair?
Yeah.
All
no, right. No, like behind. Yeah, keep reaching back there. Oh, I'm so glad we have video to see this.
Yeah. Well,
so Chase shows up with this fucking hat on. And I'm dealing with like a kind of a bit of a corporate meltdown situation, which I learned later is not even that serious, happens all the time. But he shows up in this hat, and then my immediate thought was, this fucking guy.
First of all, let's talk about this hat. Okay, let's talk about what it represents. First of all, this is my Coco Panda hat, the official Coco Panda hat, which will be coming out merch very, very soon. What's wrong with the hat, bro? Honestly.
Well, it's not a hat I feel like an adult would wear.
Oh, here we go.
You know, like if I ever got in trouble with that hat on, I don't think I could. I would not be taken seriously.
Here's the thing, but you know, like, I hate to say this, but you know, like, when I say we,
meaning not me,
not you, but we make shit cool.
Okay. I don't disagree with that statement. In fact, I think it's probably the most accurate thing you've said in this episode. And in the last couple of that might actually be the most historically accurate thing you've ever said.
Yeah.
But you know, okay, yeah, as long as you're comfortable in it. But my initial reaction is that of you know, I wanted to trash you for it, but I was in the middle of something and I'm like,
yeah, well, I want to talk about that for a second because, you know, listen, there's certain things, everyone knows like Nicky has a job, you know, and we both have jobs, you know, which we hate. Well, I'll speak for myself.
I don't hate my job, but I'd like this a lot better.
Okay. Well, for the sake of this podcast.
Okay. We hate it. Yeah. Sure.
Jesus Christ, Nick. So we both hate our jobs. Well, anyways, Nicky was like, you know, I guess there was something going on, you know, with the email and he was getting all flustered. You know, you were huffing, you were puffing, you know, you were typing very, very aggressively. Rigorously.
Yeah.
And the way you type is just really annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you.
There's anger in each keystroke.
No, it's not anger. It's more of like the way you were typing was like angst.
Scuttlebutt. I was like a mouse on like porcelain, scurrying across the floor.
And like each minute, as each minute was going by, the harder you were like typing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, this guy, you could tell this guy needs a little.
You could tell this guy blows even the smallest thing out of proportion.
I think you just worry a lot. I'm
a worrier.
I think you're a good dude that like, yeah, I could tell like you worry about things like, but things that shouldn't be like, taken. You shouldn't worry about it too much,
Yeah.
Let it like kind of just be like, hey, it happened. I'm gonna work through it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Well, I think that's very good advice for many people out there, including myself.
It's the thinking.
It's not the hat. It's not the hat. Although you have said two smart things with the hat on, so maybe it's the hat. Maybe it is the hat, Chase. You know what? Let me be open-minded. Maybe it is the hat. It looks like you should have a fucking strap with the wood, like a whiskey holder in it.
Yeah. No, this is
like a husky hat.
This is a husky hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a panda hat.
Oh, okay.
It's technically a panda hat, but we can make it husky. I love the hat. I've gotten great compliments in the mall with it. I wore it in the mall.
I feel like girls that go to like anime conventions, like anime symposiums,
Comic-Con,
right. Furries,
little elves.
They're really into the hat.
Yeah. Can I be honest with you?
Please be.
I'm like, those girls that dress up like little like elves and like those little
like anime characters.
Like anime characters.
Yeah.
They're kind of hot.
I could see you going out with someone like that. She's like a paralegal or like like a nurse practitioner. Like she has a job.
Like she has money though.
She's not the doctor. But she's like 2 or 3 steps below the doctor, but still very respectable and like a very challenging job. And that's her hobby.
Yo, in order for me to date you, if you're into anime, you gotta have money, because you can't I can't date a woman that has no money that voluntarily like dresses as a fucking
there can only be
Dragon
one.
Ball Z.
Yeah, there can only be one in that relationship.
There's only one.
Something tells me it's you.
Yeah, there's only one that's gonna have to. There's only one person that at any point can fail. Like,
yeah, there can't be fear from both people in the relationship.
Nah. Yeah, there's some girls, how to. I like it. It's a little what's another thing? Like gothic chicks. Hot gothic chicks. I'm into that a little bit too. That's been on my radar.
I could see, yeah.
Like what's her name from the WWE? I've been looking at her.
Oh, I don't watch that anymore, but I'm sure that.
Yeah, no, I was talking about me.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I was talking about
a lot of WWE listeners out there.
Yeah. Nikki's like, I don't watch it.
There could be other people. It's the point of this podcast.
This is one girl. She's like, no, her name's Leah Ripley. And she's kind of like she's gothic. She's tough. She slams dudes. Do you like tough? Like, you ever was into like tough like bodybuilder chicks?
No, like athletes for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
that was kind of my thing.
I was into softball. I was in like softball chicks.
I can see that, yeah.
But lesbians technically. Like I was into like lesbian softball chicks.
Well, they could be bi, but mostly probably lesbian. Based on the research that I did in college, I would say a lot of them were probably just discovering themselves, which is great. Good for them.
Okay.
To answer your question that you proposed, 10 minutes ago.
Which one?
Africa. I would go to Africa with you guys.
I forgot about what he was talking about.
Yeah, Africa. I would go.
You would go with me?
I would go with you.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't go with just you.
First of all.
Because here's what would happen.
No, Nick, stop. You're talking. Stop. I just offered you a trip.
Yeah.
And you just fucking was like, no, but I can't only be you.
No.
All right, go ahead.
I think the listeners should know.
Who else is gonna go?
There would be because
who are you choosing to go with?
your parents. It would require detail and planning.
Oh, first of all, that's something my parents are not good at is planning.
Oh God,
they're not. I just told my mom, I was like, listen, you have to plan it. You gotta let me know in advance. You know, she's like, yeah, okay. She's like, okay. My mom thinks like just going to like Africa is like going to fucking Forest Hills. Like you could just run, like you could just get on a train, pay a token, and then fucking just wait for like, 5 minutes. And then you have a couple delays in downtown crossing. And you're in fucking Africa. That my mom just thinks like things happen like that. Like, mom, it doesn't work like that. You got to get papers. You got to get like visas. You got to contact the embassy. You got to like reach out to certain people in Africa under the black market that could sneak you in just in case like customs finds like you have a warrant in fucking Sudan or something. I don't know. It's a lot of planning going back to Africa. It's just not a simple trip, especially where I'm from. It's not like you go on like direct flights to like Egypt. Or direct flights to like Morocco. You know what I mean? Like those places are like very touristy and they've already been established. Like I have to listen, for me to go to like the place where I'm like my parents are from, like my mom's from, bro, you got to go to the airport. Then you got to take a bus to like another place. And then you got to take another 3-hour ride up a fucking mountain, which like tilts and at any moment you could fall off. You still want to go?
Yeah, it doesn't sound.
Yeah, this trip is not sounding promising for me. That's a bad pitch for you to go. I'm sorry. Like that was.
We just started going to like Celtics games together and like going out to dinner with each other. We've taken our friendship to like, that level. I feel like Africa would be. Let's do Philly first, and then we could figure out.
Let's start with let's do this. Let's start more domestic trips together. And we'll go from there. Christmas is, I would say how was your Christmas, but this podcast is coming after Christmas. But are you a Christmas dude?
I am, yeah.
Do you like the spirit of Christmas?
I didn't as a kid because my parents were divorced, so I'd have to fucking like go and travel all day. It was like a traveling road show. But then I thought about it and I'm like, why the fuck should I'm an adult now. Yeah, I could do whatever the fuck I want to do. So I love Christmas now. You saw the tree.
I did see the tree.
Were you unimpressed?
I was gonna lean into it a little bit after this segment, but since you brought it up, you do have a very beautiful tree.
Thank you.
It's the right size for the apartment.
I'm glad you said that.
It's not a big tree. It's not overwhelming. I don't smell a lot of pine, which is good. Mm-hmm. Some people get like very aggressive Christmas trees. Like
balsam fir or something like that?
No, I'm talking about more where they go to like 2 states away and then they chop it themselves. You know those people? Mm-hmm. I don't like them. They're annoying. People that chop their own Christmas trees, I feel like they think they're better than me.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of are better than everyone if you think about it because they're going and they're like really getting after it. But yeah, no. You can literally go to like the Christmas tree shop and then they have it ready for you. Yeah, it's so much easier.
Why waste gas traveling like,
Oh, you mean like people that go in their backyards and cut that shit down? I'm kind of jealous. I wish I had land to do that in. Yeah. No, someone from fucking Lowell going to like the Merrimack River forest. Ugh.
And they make it they bring like a eggnog with them and make it they make it like a family thing.
They bring like a package. They bring like stuff.
Yeah, they bring the whole like
holiday indoor stuff.
They dress like with sweaters, like Christmas sweaters, and they match. They wear like Santa hats, and I don't know. You know what it is, ladies and gentlemen? I think Christmas represents a lot of love and family, which obviously I don't have.
Oh, Jesus. Fucking devastating.
No, but full disclosure though, I really like Christmas a lot. I do. I'm one of those guys that I really enjoy Christmas. I like the spirit of it. I like the music. That's actually probably like one of the best things I like is the music. Like the Christmas songs. Old school Christmas songs. That shit gets me. Like I like that. Mm-hmm. Old like Nat King Cole.
Classics.
Yeah,
classics.
What I'm saying? Like even like Frank Sinatra, you know, those, I don't know, something about Christmas songs brings me calmness during a very, very stressful. I think Christmas comes at the best time of the year. And let me say this, like, I think Christmas comes at the best time of the year because Christmas to me should bring a sense of like serenity to you. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like it should be peaceful. You should have like a fire going, you know, have a little bit of music in the background, have some eggnog, you know, like bring some friends over, play some games, crossword puzzle. I really like it. You know what I really hate though is people who like just are like Scrooges during Christmas. You know, like they can't just get into the spirit of just, you know, try to like just be happy.
Leave your trauma. Just realize that it makes other people happy. And I think that's what I did this year. I was like, you know what? My wife loves Christmas. My mom loves Christmas. Let's do it. And yeah, it does feel relaxed. It feels great. Have a little hot.
I feel good.
Are you a hot cocoa guy?
Oh,
you do
fuck,
cocoa?
come on, bro.
The fuck kind of question was that? Sorry.
I swear to God, this guy is... And Nick just asked me...
Candy cane? I could see you with candy canes enjoying those.
How are you going to ask Coco Panda...
Oh, come on.
If I
Third person.
like hot cocoa.
Yeah. Well, you should be in the WWE.
And my name would be Coco Panda.
And it would be Coco Panda.
And I would fucking kill it.
Yeah.
You know I would. I would have the greatest promos. My promos would be like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. Yeah, but people would be confused because I feel like you would go in and out of character a lot.
Well, because I wouldn't know anything to say.
Yeah, because like pandas are not, they're vegetarians. Like they're not even the worst, like fierce kind of bear.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying that your selection would be very confusing to viewers. Probably similar to
Oh, listen, let me tell you something.
this and many episodes to come of the Cut to the Chase podcast.
I think people who've been following me up until this point for a
know
little
exactly
while. They
what
know
you're about.
exactly where I'm, you know, who I am.
Do you what's your gift? How do you go about gifts, and who do you get gifts for?
Well, to be honest with you, I haven't bought like gifts in a long time, just because, you know. Well, it's
you're a comedian.
It's tough.
Yeah,
you know,
you're a
financially.
comedian.
I don't
Yeah,
have the
of course.
ability to like, you know, because I could tell you this in fairness to the question. I will say that when I was in the position to provide, like, give gifts, I was a really good gift giver.
That's why I asked.
Because I'm one of these people that, like, I believe if you're going to give a gift, you should really like think about what that person would need, or think about what that person's really into and would enjoy. So I put a little more thought into like my gifts. You know, the one thing, oh dude, my dad has been giving me the same gifts for the past 8-9 years. A packet of shirts.
Yeah, here we go. Talk to him.
Packet of shirts. White. 16 and a half neck. Right? My neck, I've gotten fatter. He still gets me 16 and a half nets.
Yeah.
Right? Wool socks.
Bang.
White beaters. And a Boston Celtics hats from Marshall's.
Not from the pro shop.
No, not even from the pro shop. My dad gets it from like the hat section where you go to pay the cash register, where they just give like the discounted hats.
It's like not even the right logo.
It's not even the right logo. And he puts it like in a nice bag, but with like paper, like the paper to make it look like it's something. And then I take the paper out, the wrapping paper, and it's just.
Yeah.
And I told my dad, I told my mom just like a little while ago, I was like, Mom, can you tell Dad I don't need anything, but if he is gonna get me something, just ask me probably what
do you want?
He never asks me. My dad just gets stuff thinking that's what I need because that's what he wants.
It's okay. So there is something to that. There are two types of gift givers: the thoughtful gift giver, and then the projector. I feel like.
Okay, talk to me. You gotta. Fucking, I don't know this.
The person that projects what they think you would want.
Okay.
They don't stop and go, okay. Like for me, I know Chase. I know that he enjoys recreational activities that are totally legal. What would I get him that would align with those interests.
Okay.
Bang, there's the gift. You're a GoPuff guy, a GoPuff gift card.
Maybe paying for an annual membership.
Okay.
I would take that.
He is someone with a darker complexion, maybe some cocoa butter. That would be a good gift. I could never give that to you because I don't think we'd be able to ever recover from the discomfort of me giving you cocoa butter.
It depends on the cocoa butter.
I guess it does.
It depends on the cocoa butter. If you just gave me if you just walked into like a CVS and bought like their generic brand cocoa butter and gave it to me as a gift, it would be over.
No, it would need to be from an artisanal store.
It would have to be cocoa butter from Nubian Square.
I didn't want to say an African-derived cocoa butter, but that's what I would have done. And I would have went to Nubian Square.
You got to go to Nubian Square, a.k.a. Dudley Square.
Yeah.
And you have to go in and talk to Mustafa.
Yeah.
And you have to say, hey, where's the cocoa butter? And it's cocoa butter that's not actually approved by the FDA.
No, they don't have an online presence, this store. You go in person, you pay cash.
They make it. Mm-hmm. They make it in the back. And if it doesn't have it, it's not like he replenishes it frequently.
They're out.
It's out, and you don't know when it's going to come back.
No, you got to guess.
You got to guess.
You have to guess when he's going to have it back in stock. It's whenever he feels like making it.
Or when he's on probation and gets out of jail. Because he's illegally selling incense on the red light.
Illegal incense. Fucking an amazing
There's
name.
no permit for that. You got a permit for that, Mustafa?
Permit?
There's no. What are you saying? Africans don't need permits.
No.
You know that?
Yeah.
We'll sell anything on anywhere.
Yes.
At any crevice of a space. Mm-hmm. You give us a little space, we're going to sell you something.
If it's a flat surface that you can fit a cart on or some sort of thing to hold the merchandise, it's going to get sold.
Well, you know what the cocoa butter would be next to? It would be next to the little the oils. You know?
Yeah.
The Egyptian mustard.
Natural oils and yeah.
I bought those. Those are kind of good sometimes.
A couple stores in Cambridge where you can get into that sort of stuff. I dabbled.
Hemp oil.
Mm-hmm. Moroccan tea tree oil for your hair. That's what I use to keep my hair.
Yeah, man. So yeah, you'd have to. Yeah, so thoughtful. Yeah, if you're gonna give a gift, I believe
thoughtfulness.
You gotta put a little thought into. I do believe just putting just a little thought, because it does mean a lot to most people. I mean, because if you get a gift, you're like, oh man, the best feeling for me I've ever gotten was something that was a surprise, but not knowing that they knew something about myself. Like they just was like, oh, they caught something that I was interested in, didn't say anything, remembered it, and bought something that reflected that memory. And then I'm like, oh my God, you really care because you were
like a truly genuine, just like you caught something that I didn't even know about myself. Yeah. That's kind of old school, man. You don't really see that anymore.
Yeah, you don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
You don't, because you don't really see a lot of people, I guess, I don't know, just knowing the people that they care for. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing a lot of people now these days that are kind of like they're friends with people, but they're not invested. Mm-hmm. They're not emotionally invested into them as much as back in the days as they used to be. It's more of kind of just a surface element of a friendship. There's no depth. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing like a lot of people are just hanging out with people just to fill voids, pass the times. But when things really, really get down to it, I just don't see it. Maybe I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but from my experience over the years of going through many different types of friendships with people and from my experience, people are just not there anymore. And to their defense, maybe there's a lot of, the times are fucked up. Maybe there's a lot of things that they're going through too, I don't know.
Everyone does, but I do agree. I think there's just a lot of distractions. Yeah. I think people are really distracted. I think people do things sometimes that they don't even know that they're doing.
Yeah.
Like transactional friendships.
Yeah, transactional friendships, that is a thing. It's actually more than you think.
More times than
It's
not,
more
it's
times-
a transactional
Yeah,
friendship.
they're more transactional. Yeah.
Like, oh, this person can either do something for me, or this person is, I'm doing something for this person and it's making me feel good.
Yeah.
That's kind of a less, that's more of a rare one, I feel like.
It's,
But I do get what you're saying.
I mean, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
And it works for a lot of people.
Huh.
I guess,
It's very interesting.
it's, and I've never really been comfortable in transactional friendships, like,
Never.
I mean, anything that's anyone has ever done for me, I would assume that they done because they wanted to do it.
Yes.
Not because it was, but then again, I've had friends who didn't know that I knew that they were doing these things to me.
Oh, that's the best.
But I never told them. I would just let them kind of, I would just be there until they, I guess, expose themselves
Yeah,
to the
show
point
their
where
ass.
I had to be like, all right, enough's enough. Because those are the, like, I don't know. People like me, we don't really like, we're kind of like, we let things, like, we just sit back and let it, like, evolve and happen, and then we just disappear. And then you're gonna be like, oh shit, where the fuck did Chase go? He hasn't called me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
5 years of making fun of my fucking Coco Panda hat.
just know that the only reason I'm helping you with anything is because I know you're going to introduce me to Kevin Hart someday. So that's
Oh yeah.
my ulterior motive here.
But we can't. But I gotta can't introduce Kevin Hart right away.
No. It's a slow
Burn.
Yeah.
We got first. It's got to be the African on Downtown Crossing. I gotta see how you react with him.
You would introduce me as your cocoa butter guy, and people would be shocked. They would be like, "How does he know where to get the right shit from?"
Well, I'd be like, he's my guy that will get you anything. Or knows a guy that will get you anything. That's the guy I would introduce you as. But I wouldn't tell you exactly what you do yet.
Yeah.
They would have to guess. They would have to earn it too.
Yeah.
But they'd be like, oh, why? This guy's with, like, Chase all the time. What's he do?
Yeah. It's interesting.
You figure it out.
Yeah.
You do the
Tune
work.
into the fucking podcast.
Tune into the podcast and listen
Yeah.
to what Nicky Neighborhoods does.
No, I know what you're talking about, especially in your line of work. In comedy, it's really almost sometimes people can't help it sometimes. You've probably experienced this way more than I have, but where you meet people and you're like, I know they don't know that they're doing this, but they're using me to get the thing. Or they're using me to because they think I'll be able to put them on with so-and-so.
Yeah.
And that's like, you kind of want to be like, dude, you're definitely doing this. You need to like stop doing it.
Stop doing it. Yeah. The thing is with those type of people, they just, I don't know either if they know that they're doing it and they just, but I've been in those I've been in those experiences way too many times for me to like not know it's coming, like I'm quick with it,
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you had to go through a couple of those to probably.
Oh yeah. I had to go through many, even with like certain, this one time I was dating this girl, right? She was a comic. Right.
There's the first red flag.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't really a comic.
No.
But in her eyes, she thought she was a comic. Because for me, like, if you're a comic, like, there's certain things you got to do to really, establish yourself as being a comic.
Sure.
And the thing is about comedy, you can just say you're a comedian. That's the fucking part about it. There's no HR in comedy. So you can literally do one open mic a night and tell people you're a comedian.
Yeah.
And most people are going to be like, okay.
They will. They'll think it's so fucking interesting.
But not the professional ones, though.
No.
The professional ones understand it takes a certain, whatever, apt and level and sacrifice and all this shit, right? But the thing is, there's so many people like on the lower levels that always will stay there, so they think that world is what comedy is, because they've never seen the next level. So they'll just go around and be like, yeah, I'm a comic, I can say this, or I can do this, or I can do that. But yeah, this girl I used to date, she was cool, man. She was cool. I'm not gonna lie, she was cool, but she was very opportunistic for sure. She would say, can you introduce me to this booker? Can you introduce this booker? Can you introduce me to this booker? I'm like, you don't even have 5 minutes. Like, what do you? Like, I don't understand what you want me to do for you. Like, what do you, like?
The lack of awareness is astonishing.
Yeah.
You called me a comedian the other day, and I'm like, I'm not a comedian.
I was being nice.
It's a lack of awareness. A lack of
On your
self-awareness on both of our parts and on her part.
Yeah, but you're right. I don't, the opportunities shit. You know me with that. Like I'm not.
Oh yeah.
I'm not as. I don't take it as personal anymore. I used to take it personal.
Oh yeah, because
I used
you're
to take
just like, this is the world. I used
to take it personal, and I used to take it like. But I can understand why. I do, because people want the thing so bad. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They want to be good. They want to make money. They want the fucking accolades. They want it. They want it so bad. Mm-hmm. But they don't understand, like, for me, I believe in order to get to that place, it has nothing to do with of how you by being opportunistic in that way.
No, I do think there's a persistence.
Yes.
But the way that what you're describing is like, it's actually weird in comedy. Like, people like you because you're not that thing. You are, like, you have a podcast, right? You write your comedy.
Thank you.
You go to shows.
I do.
This is more of like hypothetical.
Sorry.
The you is like anyone out there listening. But
sorry, I was like listening to myself.
Yeah. But you too, yeah. So you do all those things, and you are ruthless in those endeavors, right? You kind of like.
You really know how to say things that make me feel like good. Like the way you say it.
That's why I'm here.
Thank you.
Yeah. And to meet Kevin Hart. And so, but then when you go around amongst other comedians, it's different than like business, where like someone will look at some guy and go like, oh, that motherfucker's a shark. He's a real. Yeah. In this business, people are like, that motherfucker's a shark. Stay the fuck away from them. They're just going to use you to get on your show. They're not a cool hang. Yeah. They're just not cool to be around. It's insane to me how many opportunities like you would get, or someone else, just because they're cool, and people are like, I just like standing in a green room with this person.
I'm an example of that. I'm a prime example of that.
Sure.
Like
you're not that funny, but like you get on so many shows.
Wow, that deserves a
He needs some milk.
So what I want you to do, what I want you to do right now is not talk for 5 minutes, so I can rebuttal that. Can you do that for me for fucking once? Just not say nothing for 5 minutes. Let me rebuttal that. Okay. First of all, if you ever say that I'm not funny coming from your mouth,
well,
with the fact that you haven't done a fucking show, fucking
since the fucking Crab Shack,
since the Crab Shack, you fucking I knew you was gonna come with a certain level of by that fucking high fade haircut you got.
Got a classic Caesar.
You fucking
No, but you know what I'm saying. You have seen comics that are fine.
Yes.
They're fine. It's fine. Like no one's hurt. They're not hurting anyone, but they're not like ruthlessly funny, undeniably funny. Yeah. But they're friendly.
Sure.
They're respectful.
Yeah.
When they go to the shows, they adjust
safe.
the stand. They're safe. They're just okay.
Docile.
I would have them in my home.
Yeah.
Not for long. I'd probably get bored of them, but but that's fine. And so they will get opportunities versus someone where it's like, I don't know if this person's going to fucking throw a drink, do whatever. Who the fuck knows what this person's going to do? But they're the funniest person you've seen in
most. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of great comedians. This is the thing about comedy, stand-up comedy. Like, I love the variety. I love you can be different.
Yeah.
And still be fucking funny.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like where it's like you just know like this kid's not gonna make it. He's just not gonna.
And maybe in life, who knows?
And I'm gonna be. Let me stress this. It's not because listen, I'm no fucking. Me and Nicky are not we're not the judge of comedy. We're not judges of comedy. We certainly are not the ones to speak at for anyone. But I'm speaking for myself and what I've seen, and I've seen some things. And what I do know is that the funny part is important. The mental part is just as important. Mm-hmm. And a lot of reasons why a lot of comedians don't make it is that they just mentally, the psychology game of comedy really weighs heavy on them, if that makes sense, Nikki.
Yeah.
Right? They don't know how to deal with the life aspect of the part that comedy eventually, gives them.
The business and the organizational side, I feel like
Business, organization, the all the no's, the rejection, the feeling.
Yeah.
How do you internalize these things? What type of mindset you need to have in order to keep going?
It's a hard thing to do.
The toughness, like the you know what I'm saying? Like you got to have a certain level of like, in order to be a stand-up comedian for real, like you have to, like, I think in anything you do, that when you're chasing your passion, your dream, you have to have a certain level of I don't give a fuck.
There's a blind faith that you're going to just make where you're going to go.
And most people in the world just, they just, it gives them like fucking anxiety. Like they need to know exactly what they're getting, when it's going to happen. Like I've gotten to a place where it's like, hey, like, this is it. Mm-hmm. We're gonna fucking ride this train as long as we can to downtown Crossing.
Well, I think that's why it's important to like have whether it's in stand-up comedy, but more so like just in any endeavor, a good group of people around you.
Support.
Yeah, because I do think like if you're a real estate agent, if you're in finance, if you're in tech and healthcare, like you have other people in your network, so to speak, of friends where they can kind of help you with certain things that you might not necessarily be good at.
Yeah, because you don't do it yourself.
Yeah.
There's no way you do this yourself. And there's no way and once you do make it, why would you not want to spend it with the people who did help you get there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's also a blind fucking delusion too with like certain people where it's like, yeah, I did this shit myself. Yeah, you did, but you didn't. You had people like
so many people helped
know?
Kevin Hart get to where he is.
Of course.
He has a company that was probably formed before he was even recognized as a production company that literally like helped him position him to get,
Yeah.
So it's very, I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
So the gift part, I could see you, I'm not shocked. I could see you as a very thoughtful gift giver.
A thoughtful gift giver.
Yeah. A thoughtful gift giver for sure.
I do. I think it helped. Like I've like giving a gift to someone is like it makes people feel good.
Yeah,
especially when they're down, man. Like a nice shirt,
I love giving gifts to people. It's like one of my.
I don't care about the money part too. That's the thing. Like it's more about like I look forward to the reaction. Mm-hmm. Like I look forward to like when I give something to somebody, like they just are happy.
I like people that follow up too.
They just follow. They
send you a picture of them using the gift. That is next level.
Oh,
you're getting more gifts just because of that. Yeah. On top of what I would normally give of like, if I see something like, Chase might like this or a friend might like this, fucking get it.
I'll be honest with you, I've never, no one's ever did that to me.
Send you what you gave them?
Yeah, because I use, because you can't really, I mean, they're basically like shoelaces. Like I told you, I give like simple things. Like I don't see them sending me a picture of like, switching the white shoelaces.
Dude, shoelaces? What the fuck? A bottle of wine you can get for $10-15. Here's the thing though, you
yes.
You also enjoy spending money on yourself.
Oh.
Okay.
Primarily.
So I just want to clear the air up here.
Oh,
are you a struggling comic? Sure. Absolutely. Are you a struggling comic with a job? Yes. Are you a struggling comic with a job that really enjoys random cravings of food and drink?
Okay.
As well as other things?
First of all.
So don't.
I know where you're going with
this.
Don't
tell me you can't afford a candle.
I could order. I could step it up this year. I'm gonna step it up this year. I'm finally in a position I can get a few nice things.
Yeah.
And I will get a few nice things. And actually on this podcast, I'm gonna give and send a Coco Panda T-shirt to the first subscriber that sends me a DM. Just tell me your size, and I'm gonna send it to you for free. Coco Panda t-shirt. Send me your size, your Instagram, DM me, and I'll send you a Coco Panda t-shirt. And all you have to do is take a picture and and tell me
of you without a shirt on. Send it to me. Thank you for soliciting the listeners. I think that's great. Hit Chase up. I will probably most likely mail it to the person unless you wanted to do that. I'll figure out the logistics. But yes, that is a great idea, and we'll post that when we post this clip.
For sure. For sure.
I'm obviously joking. Yeah, it's tough. And you know what though? One thing I do think is important. You have to know when not to give gifts, because I do think it's tough. Like this year, they said that the consumer spending is down. You're seeing a lot of people saying, hey, we're like limiting the amount of gifts because of the recession that we're about to be in. Some people aren't doing gifts at all. And I think that that's a really mature thing to do when you're trying to build your own personal wealth and keep your fucking family afloat, is not waste money on that sort of shit. So I think it's kind of a bit of awareness to be like, you know what? I'm not dropping $1,000 this year on fucking gifts. That's insane. I'll send a nice little Coco Panda t-shirt, maybe Coco Panda shoelaces, and that's it.
Well, guys, what I've learned from that fucking soliloquy from Nicky fucking Neighborhoods, he's not giving you shit.
No one's getting anything this year.
Nicky's not giving you nothing. But you know who's going to give you? At Chase Abel on Instagram. You come to Santa. I got you.
Now he's Santa.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Like, who cares? So what do you got planned going on for the holidays? New Year's. What's Nicky getting into? How is Nicky Neighborhoods? And we can go back and forth with this a little bit. How are you gonna finish the last couple weeks of the year? Are you finishing strong? What are you doing? Are you gonna? What's your mindset?
Yeah, man. Okay, so I think it was a good year. I had a very good year. So I like to. No. This is part of the New Year's. I like to reflect on that year.
I just want to know the 2
I'm going to be in
weeks.
New York City for New Year's Eve.
Yes.
I'm going to fucking Williamsburg.
Yeah, we don't know
for New York for New Year's Eve.
I don't need Genesis.
The Corinthians.
Dude, I don't need Corinthians. Fucking. I don't need Austin 316.
I need this.
Fucking Nicky, what are you doing the next 2 weeks? You know what, Chase? It's been
visiting family and then going to visit friends in New York.
That's good. That's good.
What about you?
Well, I'm gonna be here for the last couple weeks. So I'm just trying to finish strong. You know what I mean? Just try to get a mindset going. And next year, I want to take a trip. Finally, gonna take a vacation, bro.
Fuck yeah! Where are you going?
Bro, I'm going to take a week off, and I'm thinking Miami, a couple days in Miami, few days in LA, couple days in San Diego, shoot up to Seattle for a couple days, finish in Austin, and come right back home.
Whoa.
I ain't playing games, bro.
Are you doing any spots?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the plan. So I'm booking them now. Trying to figure it out.
I like that for you.
I haven't took a vacation since last May of 20. What are we in 2022 right now? 21 last year.
Where'd you go last year?
I went to LA.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to LA.
That's right.
Yeah, that was the last actual trip that I actually took for myself for a week, away from the job. But I haven't took a vacation. Dude, I work, bro. I don't take days off. My PTO game is on point, son. Paid time off from work, rolling. I'm not playing around, bitch.
Okay.
It's aggressive.
Yeah, too aggressive.
See, I was doing so good.
Yeah, I was too aggressive.
And I just got into myself. I do very well of not taking time off and showing the company that I'm very, very reliable.
Bitch. Mark Castle, bitch. That's good. So Seattle.
Seattle, I want to see my sister. I just,
Yeah.
I'll stop in for a couple of days, or I may not do Seattle and do it maybe a month later and spend a little bit more time with her.
You're a coffee guy too.
I'm a big coffee guy.
Okay, so boom, that's perfect.
Huge coffee guy. They have the Seattle Chocolate Factory, which I want to visit again, which is like a whole factory of like Seattle chocolates made homemade. It's a Seattle company. And I went with my nephews and my sister. We did a like tutorial. They gave us a whole like tour. I learned about cacao, like the origin of cacao, where it was from, how it's processed. And unbeknownst to me, it is from
Africa. Everything's from Africa. Like, I'm not surprised.
It's interesting how things are just from Africa, right?
Yeah, everything is from Africa.
You said it, not me.
Half the things in this room are from Africa.
And half of it, you're looking at it.
I could see you enjoying Seattle.
Seattle's
I can see you enjoying
I almost
it.
moved there.
Yeah, I could see.
I almost moved there.
You're a laid back guy,
Yeah.
but you still do things. So I think that's very much how I would describe Seattle, is like
Seattle's dope.
laid back, but things are happening.
Things are happening. People are nice, generally.
Yeah.
Pacific Northwest, the frontier lifestyle,
Yeah.
very frontierish type of vibe. You got you got very mountains and,
And
Indians,
then Amazon.
Amazon. Sure. Everywhere, by the way. Yeah, it's, you got Canada, only a couple hours north, Vancouver, British Columbia. So you can, see mooses and shit.
Sure.
Fucking, I don't know.
Friendly white women, too.
Oh, the snow beesies are out in French, British Columbia.
Love that.
The snow beesies. Yo, Canadian snow beesies and American snow beesies are different.
I don't like how you grabbed the viewers can't see this because it's not in the camera, but you grabbed your crotch when you said that, and it made me feel very uncomfortable.
Okay.
And you're still doing it. Okay, I can see you liking that, and then
Do you know what I mean by snow beesies?
Yeah, snow bunnies. I speak I understand the language. I just don't really speak it as much.
I'm proud.
Yeah. Snow bunnies, Hennessy White. I am very much quietly on the wavelength of
I keep forgetting
black culture.
I apologize.
I watched The Breakfast Club. I used to watch The Breakfast Club regularly.
Oh my god! This is what I love when
Was it too white?
No, just when white people like explain like how much they're like involved in black culture.
I subscribe to Dr. Omar.
I have. Charlemagne the God has great points.
My first rap album was Cameron.
I wore
Shout out to
Triple Fat
Cameron.
Goose, the original.
That stuff I did unironically, though. That's the crazy thing. And I think that's what you and I first bonded over, where we're like, oh, we dressed the exact same in middle school and high school.
Well, I mean, that was right for sure. The thing, the.
We were always very different. We were just different years apart. So it was kind of just like, oh, okay.
How old am I like how many years am I older than you?
I think
Did I ever ask you this?
I'm 34.
I don't even know how old you are. How the fuck are you? How old are
I'm
you?
34.
You're 34?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you don't look a day over fucking 9.
Yeah. I do give off
But
those
it's weird because sometimes you look young,
Yes.
but then sometimes you look very, very stressed and old.
Yeah. So true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Believe me, Chase, I know.
Okay.
When we did the fucking screen test for this, I was like, oof. It looked like one of those ISIS videos when I was sitting in the chair. It was rough.
If you bought
I looked like a member of ISIS and the hostage that they were capturing.
you didn't look good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say you didn't look good. But then when you have water and you're stretching, you look very like
Those days when I was unemployed, I feel like I looked the best I ever did in my life.
I mean, I was unemployed for a year and a half. Thanks, Obama, 2008.
So
Unemployment benefits.
Seattle, okay, and then you said, did you say San Francisco?
No, L.A.
Oh, you were gonna go from Seattle to L.A.
Yeah, so Seattle. So Seattle.
Yep. Fly or drive?
Nick, I don't have a car. Like, where am I driving? I don't
Hey, rent a car. I don't know.
Drive cross country.
Some people do that. Yeah.
No,
Fly. You're gonna fly. Good.
no. I don't even go to the fucking like. Nick, come on. I take Ubers down to fucking Dunkin' Donuts on
Yeah.
the street. I'm not like
Yeah.
driving anywhere.
Yeah.
Seattle, quick, boom. LA, do the LA thing. Go down to San Diego because San Diego's beautiful. There's a lot of clubs out there.
You
right
love
now.
San Diego.
I like San Diego. I'm gonna be there at some point.
Yeah.
And then shoot over to Texas. For a couple of days. Austin. You was in Austin recently, right?
Hate it. I don't like it because I see through it. I see through like the LA parts of it and like the shitty.
All right. Well,
but you're gonna like it. You enjoy things and people.
I make things.
Yes, you're gonna love it.
You know what I do? I go to where people don't like shit. When people like, I gravitate to what people naturally don't like or don't like at all or whatever their opinion is about something. I'll be like, what? Oh, so maybe let me see if I don't like it too.
Yeah.
You
have to experience it for yourself.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yes.
Yeah. I like to experience it for myself.
I think you're gonna like the barbecue. I think you're gonna like the people down there are pretty friendly.
So what the fuck is it? What's the problem then?
I don't like barbecue. I don't think that should be the only thing that you can eat down there. Give me a salad. I'm not into the music scene, and even if I was, I don't think that it's that like.
You're a north. You know what you are?
I'm a northeastern cunt.
You're a northeastern fucking.
I'm a Boston, New York cunt. If it's anything outside of that, I don't care. We have everything we need here.
Well, sounds like
such a townie. If I said that with a Boston accent, I would have just.
I mean, that's the tone. I can understand the birthplace of why you're saying that, like the
foundation of why
the foundation of why you're saying that. But I just want to say the tone of it does have a little bit of and give me a second so I can get my words together. Capitol riot-ish.
Oh no! I thought you were gonna say kind of a cunty. No. Oh no, Chase!
Like we're the bat. We're the.
Why would I need to go? No, it's like why would I need to go anywhere else? We've got it all here, and the stuff that we don't want, we don't have here. It's like okay, Billy Bob, with 15 cars in your fucking driveway. No, of course. I love traveling. I love experiencing new cultures. I think what pissed me off about Austin was it was exceedingly hot. There's a lot of barbecue.
Well, we're going to Africa, Nick, so you better get this fucking shit together. What the fuck? Like, what's going on here, dude?
Different kind of hot. Okay? And I think...
Wait.
No, it's exactly the same kind of hot.
Africa hot and Texas hot, Nick. It's
very different. Well, I mean, they're both on the fucking equator. They're both pretty much on the equator. Oh, no, Africa's quite literally on the equator.
Africa is the equator, Nick.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say?
I forget that South Africa's so far away from other parts of Africa.
What country of Africa it's like you're going to see, everything's hot.
That's true. Everything there is hot. It's only the southernmost tip, I feel like, that is...
When you get into, mountains, like the high elevations, you'll see, cold, but fucking... I mean, the desert gets cold, but
yeah, but the culture there, but the culture is different. It's like I feel like the food in Africa, the fucking jollof rice.
You better fucking hit that thing.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I didn't expect you to come out with. I did not expect Nicky Neighborhoods on
Nigerian
the podcast
staple
to name an African dish.
I think it's the dish of Nigeria too. I mean, it could be, I don't know. Everyone says they invented hummus, so I don't know if it's to a specific region, but it's a rich culture, sure. The food. And you go to Austin and it's just like
it's gonna be my first time there, so I don't know, I know University of Texas is there, there's a lot of
again, I think you're gonna like it.
I will like it.
I think you're gonna like it, and it's okay to like it.
But you know me though, as far as with the barbecue sauce thing, bro. I'm the type of dude where it's I'm not going to a store that everyone knows about to get barbecue sauce. I'm going to the homemade,
There's plenty enough down there where you can. It's like getting pizza in New York. You're not going to go to the thing. There's plenty of other ones.
I just feel, I'm trying to make light of me going to Austin, trying to get enthused by it, and you're just bringing it down.
All right, so let's do this. So you're going to go, I think, first day.
You know what, Nick? I'm not going to Austin now. You just, I'm not going to, where do you want to go? Jackson Hole? Ha! Nick wants me to go to Jackson Hole.
Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I mean, that would be a good place to go. You know where I think you might like to? Actually, I don't know about this one.
What's up?
You been to Utah?
I've never been to Utah, but I've heard and I've had friends go. I heard Salt Lake City is like really a good place.
I've been to Salt
Actually, my
Lake.
friend, comedian, actually from there. He played there. Jay Whitaker. Yeah, Jay Whitaker's who's a really funny comedian. Guys, check him out. Jay Whitaker from he played Wise Guys. That was his home club in Salt Lake. But he told me like it's a nice place.
I went to Moab, which is like I think like 3 or 4 hours outside of Salt Lake, like in the middle of the desert where you see all like they film like car commercials in Moab because it's so
Like
iconic, like the desert and the trees and all. It felt like I was in Yellowstone, that show on Paramount. But I actually, you know what? Fuck Utah. I think you would like. I think I could see you in Colorado, Denver specifically. There's a city. You could be in the city,
right?
But then you go an hour north to like Boulder.
I need
and it's
rural.
It's like a college city, but in the middle of like Colorado, like the Rocky Mountains. There's Aspen in that area, and you can kind of like. I think I could see you in Boulder.
Can I give you my dream?
Please.
What I ultimately want to do is buy 2 or 3 shipping containers.
Yeah.
And make a home out of them and live in those type of areas at some point. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to do. But make the shipping container house. You ever heard of these? Have you ever seen these shipping containers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have we talked about this before?
Uh-huh.
I'm still infatuated by this idea.
It's like you and Bobby Kelly love mini houses.
Dude, I don't need much live, bro.
Yeah.
I've condensed I've learned to just minimize things and just have the bare necessities. You know, and live in spaces that are not just overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also, I also kind of just got used to if I need to go, I need to go.
Yeah,
I can't have a lot of shit. You know, so and I don't know if that's good long term. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to be 100% in long term. Like you literally have to not like too many nice things at once.
I've never really been that type of person though. Like I like quality. Don't get me wrong. I like quality shit.
You do appreciate.
I appreciate quality shit, but I don't like. I don't live for tangible things.
That's a good thing.
You know what I'm saying?
I do think establishing roots somewhere would be nice because I think with people that travel a lot, it's a home base is kind of nice to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why I could totally see you.
Yeah.
I could totally see you when you get a little money, getting one of those containers.
Yeah.
And like having 3 of them.
I stack them. I want to stack.
No. I'm talking about across the country.
Across the countries. Oh.
Yeah. You go to Atlanta. You go to, San Diego. You go to fucking Florida.
Have a few.
And you got a few so you don't have to stay in a hotel. You know, you can go and those are your home base. And now you have property and you rent it out.
Nick, you're always business. Wow.
Yeah.
I did not get you anything for Christmas, Nick.
That's okay, Chase. You don't have to get me anything. I don't expect anything.
Right.
But I
do have a surprise for you coming though this Friday, which is not really a surprise. It's something that's owed to you.
Oh.
But it will be a surprise to you because it took him this long. But it's coming to you.
I'll tell you what, Chase. It's hysterical that we're not going to speak about it on the podcast, but that's really funny. Let's go to a Celtics game.
Let's start with a Celtics game.
No, I think that your methodology around gift giving is spot on. I think you'd be thoughtful. Yeah. I don't think you go above and beyond necessarily your means, because I see that's where resentment comes in, because I've gotten people gifts and I don't want to say that it was like overly expensive, but like maybe it was, or maybe I even put a lot of thought into it and it wasn't reciprocated. Like it wasn't like,
Right. Yeah.
or no, it wasn't acknowledged.
It wasn't acknowledged, right?
Yeah. And it was kind of like, oh fuck, I kind of wasted some time and money on that.
Yeah, I think I learned from my parents. You know, my parents were kind of like they're I guess either the essence or the foundation of their relationships, their marriage, I should say, was not, I guess, it wasn't like indulged by gifts. Like they didn't like do that. Like my parents like really loved each other. Like they really loved, like they, bro.
Yeah.
Like my dad, I've never seen
Classic love.
my dad, you know, the only times my dad gets my mom flowers, son, and he's been consistent for 40 years, on her birthday.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And my mom doesn't care if he gives her flowers like any days outside of that.
It's like such a priority though. It's like their priorities are on greater things. I feel like.
Well, yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
for sure, yeah, greater. Yeah, I would say, yeah. There was, yeah. It's just like they don't care. Like they don't. Their mindset is like they don't put a value on their love based on what they give. You know what I mean? Like it's like my mom is like the most. She can go. She's gone all her life when my dad. Like, listen, I guess my dad gave her a life.
Yeah.
I guess that's
It's pretty good.
pretty good, right?
I think
She gets a little selfish when I ask a couple flowers, right?
my love language is definitely part of my love language is gifts.
Mine's salted caramel popcorn.
Okay, well that's a gift
Okay.
because it shows thoughtfulness. I think where people get confused is like it's not the monetary amount.
Yeah.
Some of the best gifts I've ever gotten in my life were cost like under $50.
Yeah.
And I literally still have them, and I'm like, oh, I'm never, getting rid of this thing. Like, it's just such it's the thoughtfulness that counts.
Yeah. If you're going to give something to somebody, if you're going to buy someone a gift, I kind of live by two very simple things. Make sure you really mean it. Don't do it because out of like you're forced to or you feel like you have to. And don't expect it back. Don't expect a gift to be returned back to you.
Correct.
It's kind of like money in this situation. When people borrow money, when people lend me money,
it's gone.
it's here it is.
Yeah.
And if you pay me back, good. I hope you do.
Yes.
But if you don't, it's okay.
I look at it. Someone once told me, if you lend someone money and you expect it back and they don't pay you back, you can't, like you said, you can't be upset. However,
Well, you can be upset.
well, they said that is how much your friendship is worth to that person. So now you never have to.
Right.
It's very clear and defined, of like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I lent someone, $1,000 and they never paid me back. Okay, well, that's $1,000. So now I never have to deal with that person ever again.
Sure. There's a great line in a movie that outlines that, which is The Bronx Tale by Chaz Palminteri. When Sonny and he's talking to he's like, hey, he's like, hey, Sonny, the guy's I let the guy $20. He's been dodging me for weeks, and Sonny just calmly goes, kid, listen, you just paid $20 for the fucking guy to go away.
That's
you
amazing.
never have to talk to him again.
I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Right?
Now you just can't leave.
Now you can't leave.
Extra asses. But yeah.
Yeah. But I really, really would like everyone to have a great finish strong for the rest of the year. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. If you're going to have for New Year's, fucking go have fun, have a blast. We're going to continue the podcast. I like what the podcast, what we're doing. We're growing it. Nicky's doing a fucking excellent job of building the studio, getting this off the ground. So now we have video, and we're gonna, keep adding to it. You guys can always follow me before I even give you my dates. Actually, I gotta give my dates. Actually, I got some dates. Shit.
You had a show last night.
I had a show last night. Yeah, I had a show last night. Actually, we didn't even talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Where was that?
That was in Marshfield, Massachusetts. I was closing a show at the Stellwagen Beer Company. It's a brewery.
Non-essential
comedy. Yep. Shout out to AJ Hopperney for doing shows. Good show. did like 30 minutes, and it was good. And then Wednesday, December 20, whatever Wednesday's date is, today is the 22nd. I will be tomorrow. Jesus, December 21st. Damn, my brain is freaking crazy.
December 21st, you're going to be in Dennisport.
Thank you. I'll be in Dennisport, Massachusetts at the Red Nun Bar and Grill. I'll be closing that show as well. So if you're in like the Cape Cod area, I'll be out there. Tickets on my social media for that. I don't have any shows for the rest of the year after that. I may pop into shows in between. However, I will be at the Comedy Connection in Providence, Rhode Island, January 19th to 21st. And I will be opening for Chris Red, who's been on a whole bunch of stuff, Saturday Night Live cast member, comedy specials on Netflix, all that stuff. So looking forward to working with him. And for that weekend, hopefully Nick can come down for one of the shows.
Yep.
Can hook you up, get you in there. And so at Chase Abel, my Instagram, social media, make sure you plug my social media. Definitely subscribe to the podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're everywhere. My social media handles at Chase Abel on Instagram, at Chase Abel _comedian on TikTok. And that's it. But make sure you follow Nick. I'll make sure to get his handle next time.
At Nicky Neighborhoods.
At Nicky Neighborhoods.
Check it out. At Nicky Neighborhoods. At Chase Abel. And definitely start watching these videos. We're going to post on Instagram. So follow that.
Guys. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll be back with another episode. Peace.